Traders at UBA say that they expect a quiet trading session today as investors turn their attention to the Treasury Bills primary market auction where over 150 billion naira is on offer. And I have Chuka Nwachukwu, the head of fixed income trading at UBA. He joins me now for a midweek update on the markets. Thank you so much for your time today. And let's get what the sentiments have been around this Treasury Bills auction today.
Okay, thank you, Ken. Sentiment has been on the low key, typical of auction day. A lot of people are standing on the fence, waiting for the result of the auction. We expect that yield will move up slightly, maybe around 25-30 basis points movement. The last auction result came out at 7%, so we expect to see around 7.25 or 7.3% this time around.
Yeah, but I understand that there's been some demand for some of the special bills there. What's driving this?
Yeah, the special bill has been a kind of attraction for investors, and so we see a lot of demand on that end. Solely around the fact that the yield on the special bill is more attractive, and so that's why we have a lot of demand on that end of the bill.
But on the bond yield, what's the activity saying there?
Yeah, bond is also slightly quiet, but we've seen upward movement in yield about 40-50 basis points. There will be bond auction on Monday next week, and then we see yield move up slightly. The last auction result came out at the 2025 came out at 11%, and we expect to see around 11.2, 11.3. The 2032 came out at 13%. We also expect to see around 40 basis point movement on that. The 2042, which is the longest, came out at 13.75, and we expect to see around 15-20 basis point movement on that. So the trend has been an upward movement. And that's what we expect going into the bond auction next week.
Yeah, but what has been the liquidity story in the market this week so far? And what are you expecting down the line?
The liquidity has been tight. We've seen the rate around 14-15%. So it will continue as long as there are little inflows coming into the system. Like I said the last time, the only major inflow we're expecting apart from FAC is the bond coupon payment, which is around 65 billion naira. So that will do little to ease the liquidity constraint in the system. And so we see liquidity continue to move up, continue to hinder trading activities.
Yeah, but on the naira, though, I'm trying to imagine what we're expecting. I understand that we saw some gains here in the INA window, but what's it looking at across board?
Yeah, we saw a slight depreciation from the naira. Yesterday, INE closed at 428 levels. Today, it's currently trading at around 431 levels. It has to do with demand, and so as long as the demand outweighs the supply, we continue to see the depreciation, and I believe that the CBN authorities are looking at it, and I believe that they know what to do.
And the performance of the reserves?
Yeah, the reserve as well is a concern. Also, let me also digress a little bit by mentioning the inflation figures. We expect that inflation results should come out before the end of the week or early next week, and for all indication, we expect about 90 basis points movement. Last one came out at 18.6, and then we expect around 19.7, 19.8, 19.9 levels. So all these factors, kind of affect the level of the way trading is done, and then also affect position and investors' appetite.
Because I was just speaking to the analyst from FDC here, and also they have projections around 19.7% for headline inflation. But I'd like you to speak to what we just saw from the US as well, 8.5% coming there. And then also, if you can digress a little as well to Ghana, 31.7% in inflation for Ghana.
Yeah, I don't know if US is out, but the current The last one I know, it came out, is around, their figure is around 9.2 levels. It's all expected that it will ease a little to around 8%, 8.8 levels. So that is what is expected. And if that happens, we will see a lot of capital flight, into that section. I mean, into that economy. On the Ghana end of the inflation, I mean, we've seen the Ghana inflation figure continue to move up. The last inflation came out around the 27% levels, and then this one is around the 31% level. And so if you see, there's something common about the inflation of most of these African countries, especially Nigeria and Ghana, and that is not only on the food side of inflation, but also the inflation that has to do with exchange rate. And so as long as the exchange rate continues to depreciate, we see the inflation on that end continue to go up.